Good morning, guys, and Happy New Year. I wish all the best. Everything you wish for actually to happen in your life. I think to start the video a little positive and wish all of my people, um, not only from BTR, basically around the world, everything fine and better in the next new year. So today I'm going to open the topic about RKBK and I'm going to answer some questions, how the things go there, basically everything. So, what was our alliance strategy to dominate the final zone, and how did it play out against alliance like NN 8-way, LOPV? LOPV is actually a couple alliances, a couple kingdoms there. Not couple, it's actually two kingdoms, 6 days in one. But I'm going to just refer to them like LOPV. So, and everything is from my point of view. First thing first, we use the opportunity to enter in the zone of the enemy zone. We are in the alliance with WoW MVP, and on top we are in the alliance, for people who don't know, with KOF and 14PS. So one of the opportunity we actually grab was to enter from the gate 5 in the zone where was LOPV. LOPV was sharing the same territory with WoW. So at this point, we managed to take out one of our opponent, even though that they're still here, and yeah, there's basically still here. It's not completely eliminated, but that was the final Alliance Fortress we destroy, and they basically don't have any interest in the final zone. So one opponent out. This is part from the strategy. We did the same when we was playing. I think last season when I was in the ACDC, and um, we take out who we take out XT and 90, and we end up in the final zone 3 against you, against Pay to Win and DBB. So kind of similar strategy in my opinion. Of course, everything again is from my point of view. I hope I get some of the officers to maybe discuss the season. I think is going to be interesting. From there, from this point, I think the moral of 8-way and NN drop a little, since you know, taking out one of their alliance. And something else I have to mention is we BTR are extremely strong alliance. If we check the bad boys we have, this is people over 100 million power, and we have even a person over 400 million power. So we may be like 90 people, 99, something like this. I'm not quite sure how many people, excluding the farms. But we are, I think, under 100 people. But we're extremely active, pure new project, BTR. So yeah, we show up on the battlefield in big time. Something like Echo did before, I think 2 seasons, when we was in the lines with BDO against NN and Echo. They show big time there. So this is in general the strategy. We just eliminate one of the we stop one of the enemy people, enemy alliances from the gate 4, and we end up again 3 against 2 in the final zone. So how important was coordinating within KOF 14BS and WoW and 14BS to successfully push NN from the final zone? About the NN, I think there we basically do everything. And by we, I mean BTR and MFS. I have to give some props have to give props to MFS Alliance. We're 2 kingdoms in one zone. We did basically a teleport stuff play. Let me see if I can find the NN entrance. I think it was over here. Yeah, it was over here. They jump in the final zone. We did a teleport stuff play, and we basically take them out. And I think we actually did the teleport when they use the buff speed. And if you store the buff speed is like 500% increasing the speed. Technology is like 500% increasing the building speed. This is a brutal. It's basically if it's like 50 minutes, I think something like going to be like 10 minutes. I think it's like 14 minutes with this buff, something like this, not quite sure. But if you are watching closely the enemy and the moment they use a building speed, you do a stuff play and you basically slow them to stop do a building, and this is a surprise attack. People actually understand what is happening. There is like 20-30 minutes out of the time, and this is like for 1 hour. So in case like this, we actually did the stuff play, and at some point they decide to not go in the final zone, but there was building something here, but it not any longer. So I think this is in general, and I think the next question actually cover why and stop, because they was having the gate at this point, and we have to build to this gate to actually occupy the gate. We cannot just with soldiers get the gate, and I think the role that 8-way decision did to stop building after getting the gate actually bring a lot of how to say it, since 8-way is the biggest kingdom in this KVK, and they take the gate 7, and that's all. They didn't do anything. It was like this. So I think from this point, having LOPV out of the final zone, having NN staff play on the building speed and not able to proceed in building, and we was having even more people on the battlefield from them, just with BTR and MFS. I think this actually reflect over the 8-way decision should they actually go in the final zone. Even though that they're the biggest kingdom in this KVK, they just decide to not actually go in the final zone. Just getting the gate, maybe for the rewards. By the way, the rewards are not that bad. I still see some gray gates. Maybe not anymore. Look at this. This is gate 5. You get this gate, you're going to get teleport, 60-30 minute speed ups, some resources and gems. I mean, every small thing and actually help. Okay, let's send. Every small thing actually help in a situation like this. So yeah, I really. But anyway, I think that reflect over 8-way decision to actually go in the final zone. What challenge did we face during the season, and how did those prepare us for the final zone? Well, in general, we didn't actually get a lot of challenges this season, at least from my point of view, and I tried to be every time where, if not, I was every time where my alliance was entering in the fight. Uh, there was no challenge with 6 days. We didn't actually have a lot of fights this season, not gonna lie. And this reflect over everybody. I mean, especially over my merits. Now, my previous 3 seasons, I end up with 18 million merits, 15 million merits, 12 million merits. And the main reason was I was on the most on the weak side of the fight, and the weak side actually decide where he's going to be fight or not. So in case like this, this season I'm on the strong side, let's say it like this. And there was not a big fights, not big fights. The first zone actually finished for like 1 day, then half 2 days at best. And after this, only when the gate 5 open, we have some fights. And after this, we basically don't have anything. Basically. And this teleport stuff we did against NN. So can say the things was a little boring, but it is what it is. We hope for more more attractive next season. Let's say it like this. And here's the thing: we're going to have seasons where you're going to be the season is going to be boring, but you're going to also have seasons where it's going to be non-stop fighting, and you're going to be, oh my god, you're going to be sitting in the zone 1 farming resources with full hospital, and feeling hopeless to help or do something because you alone don't have the resources to actually proceed fighting. There is always this type of seasons, so we end up with this one to not be that, how to say it, much. I cannot say interesting, but there's not much fights in this season. So yeah, why was this season less challenging for the final zone compared to the previous one? And what does this mean for the competitive dynamics? Well, the last season against Pay to Win, I'm not gonna lie, but those people Pay to Win raise the plate with the dragon. I think it's not the same map, maybe it's the same, but DBB and Pay to Win enter from here, and they get huge chunk, something like this one, but the purple one was little more, with more territory. And Pay to Win and DBB was having like 1/3 of the Plato. So it was extremely hard. Pay to Win, like 8-way right now, was in a situation to be the strongest kingdom in this fight. And it was brutal fights non-stop. So somehow we be able to take out Pay to Win and DBB. And it was not an easy task. It was not an easy task. It was, now here's the thing. In the last season, we was like Pay to Win pushes for like day and half, maybe 2 days, something like this, and we was get kicked out from the zone 1, and the final zone somehow we managed to take the dragon. Pay to Win is not an easy opponent, but here we don't even see a try to enter in the final zone. I don't know how the diplomacy go. Maybe I'm going to be happy if I have from some alliance an officer that want to talk about, but again, it's going to be a little one-sided. Whatever officer I bring, it can be from the enemy, it can be from our side, it doesn't actually matter. So as a neutral, I try to be neutral in my videos as much as I can. So yeah, compared to the final previous season, the enemy at least gets to the Dragon Plateau with huge chunk of territory, and it was non-stop fightings there. So what do the actions of NN, 8-way, and LPV tell us about their approach to the final zone? I think something 8-way didn't do, and it was prevented of doing, was to enter from the gate 5 and support LOPV. They just didn't go and support LOPV. At least from what I know, and as you can see, this gate 5, since WoW and MVP actually bring huge resistance to 8-way. Right now the chicken is in 8-way, but at the beginning was whoa, after this was 8-way, after this whoa, take it again, after this 8-way, take it. So there was a lot of fights over this chicken, and people continue fighting. Few bastions, maybe this is a deadlock right here. But yeah, I think 8-way didn't manage to actually catch this gate 5 to support their alliance there. So from this point of view, taking out one the opponent, I think bring huge hit over the morale of 8-way and NN. And yeah, I think this is how things go. So what kind of lessons we can actually get from this season? This is a good question. In general, the diplomacy. I think the diplomacy. But here is the thing, because I hear that a couple times on both sides. If us the there is a fear. There is a fear in the alliances, and I'm going to explain why. Is if you lose the KVK, I hear this from the enemy when they was complaining about that we're going to end up 3 against you. Some of the players, if your alliance lose the season, there is a very big chance to lose some of the competitive players, because nobody want to be in the alliance where it's constantly losing. So in case like this, you better win the season. And I think more the leadership actually understand that. I mean, all the leadership in Call of Dragons understand that. And yeah, the winning is becoming more and more important in Call of Dragons, especially with this migrational system. Because if you make one alliance, let's say, with 90 people, and 90%, 50% are normal players, 40% are casuals, 10% are, competitive, strong players. If you lose your 10%, and most of the times this is people who actually put money in the game, and for them it's not that big problem to buy permits and migrate out. And I experienced this, by the way, before 2 seasons. Yeah, I think 2 seasons. So if you lose your competitive players, it's game over for your alliance, because if you watch the fights, there is always, after day 5 fighting, there is like this 15, max 20% players that continuously show up on the battle. If you lose these people, this is something that is going to hurt the alliance by a lot. But so far, yeah, we're going to take the dragon. But I know the alliances, every alliance leader actually know that. So this is in general the overview of the final zone that I have, with my personal opinion. Again, I really hope I'm going to get some officers from any alliance to actually discuss the fights and how the things go. Maybe what strategy they was having, what strategy they didn't predict, or something like this. Since I'm not so in deep with the strategy, since I I don't want to be officer or actually getting information about some stuffs. This is just what I think. So yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and I really hope you have a great day. If you're new to this channel, you can subscribe, also join my Discord, and if you want to support this channel, you can become a member and get some extra benefits. So yeah, see ya.